This girl, her name is Mirable. Mirable was in her early 20s, from Nigeria. I think she's kinda, insane. And here's why. Mirable would do anything just for the attention. I mean, anything. And one morning, she got more attention than she could ever control. Mirable likes to get tipsy before she sleeps. According to her, she couldn't sleep without it. So I guess she took a couple of shots and she slept. The next morning, Mirable heard a knock loudly on her door, thinking it was neighbors. She got up to open, but then, slam, a young man pushes her and slams her backward at the fridge behind her. And she passed out, and then he took advantage of her, and he left. When she got up, she saw that she had been assaulted, and the guy had also texted her, explaining the reason he had assaulted her. She got so emotional, and she came online to narrate what had happened to her. She shared alleged messages from him, messages that described what he did in disturbing detail. The texts even included compliments about her body. I mean, I don't know. But according to the text, he said a couple of things. Well, the story actually spread rapidly across social media. Sympathy flooded in. Anger followed. She and her friends even started a GoFund account because donations started coming. Strangers began sending money. Activists started reacting. Influencers reposted. Even music stars. The narrative was clear. Another victim. Another example of women not being safe. People were furious. Conversations turned heated. Gender debates erupted. Hashtags trended. Voices got louder. The more emotional the story, the faster it traveled. And this went on for a while. Meanwhile, Mirable and her friends kept collecting the money that were being sent to her. Everything had seemed to be going well until this guy shows up. We'll call him VDM. You see, VDM is known for a whole lot of things, among which are helping the poor, speaking up for victims like Mirable. He is a good guy. That's the point in this story. So VDM reached out to her because, he was furious. He wanted justice and would do anything just to get justice for her. So VDM suggested she come forward for further examination, a checkup, verification, clarity. But you see, Mirable would not go. Mirable began giving explanations. Explanation like, hey, I don't think there would be any evidence I sat in hot water. And another like, I went to the hospital to flush my system because she claimed she was suicidal and had ingested a very toxic liquid. Each explanation sounded emotional, but together they started sounding rehearsed. This led everyone to look deep into the whole issue. They started connecting dots. People started noticing the writing style in the alleged attacker's messages, the spelling patterns, the tone. It felt familiar, too familiar. The profile that sent the messages had similarities to hers. The structure of the sentences resembled how she normally wrote. Then older stories resurfaced. People that knew her also came out to say there had been previous claims, including one where she reportedly lied about losing her parents. A whole lot of patterns started forming, and patterns are harder to defend than a single accusation. The sympathy began to turn into suspicion. So, after days of pressure, Mirable finally confessed that the story was fabricated. The assault never happened. The messages were fake. The blade cuts staged. Because earlier she had said the guy had cut her down there with a face blade to be able to access her. What began as tears ended in admission. People were so furious. How can you lie to us? Some regretted sympathizing. Well, according to VDM, she was arrested. I don't have her mugshot. But this is what she looks like. You see, the outrage didn't disappear. It changed direction. So, what happened here? This wasn't just a lie. It was escalation. Attention can be addictive. Validation can feel powerful, and social media rewards emotion more than truth. When someone feels unseen long enough, the temptation to manufacture significance can grow. At first, maybe it's a small exaggeration, then a bigger one, then something you can't walk back. But here's the problem. The internet reacts instantly, but it verifies slowly. And when the truth finally catches up, the consequences are heavier than the attention ever was. False information don't just damage one life. They damage trust. They create doubt. They make real victims harder to believe. And that damage lingers longer than any trending post. Mirable wanted attention. She got it. But attention built on lies collapses under pressure. Because in the end, reality doesn't need to shout. It only needs time. My name is Thane Vero, and I tell stories drawn from reality.